Taurus, this is your card for this week. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is Sun and Gemini. So this is bringing the focus to some communication. This could be ending a cycle of communication, or the topic of communication might be over. It's kind of like I don't want to talk about anymore. End of discussion, it's over, that type of thing. This could be some of you closing out cycles, and disagreements and things that you might be having with siblings. You might have been having these, some sort of like arguing, or just malcommunication with siblings, right? That type of thing. For some of you, this could be, the end of a career phase for you, because it's a 10, so it's related to that 10th house of Capricorn, you know what I mean? This could be the responsibility of you acknowledging the truth, right? Paying attention to something that has been brought into focus for you time and time again. We're talking about multiplicity. We're talking about getting from one place to another. We're talking about truths, many different truths, you know what I mean? We are talking about an ending that brings on a new beginning, right? This 10 is also talking about, everything that you experienced thus far is not the only thing that you're meant to learn or you're meant to experience. You know what I mean? You're meant to have other experience. This does talk about a gradual process, right? Because the 10s are talking about processes. They're talking about processes from start to finish, right? So this is definitely the completion of something that you may have been going through. This could even be some paperwork, right? This could even be some court stuff, right? This could be something talking about, children in terms of court, right? Like, custody, that type of thing, rules. Or it could even be dealing with, a situation in terms of your child in school or something like that, right? Because it's like a 10, right? But then this also is just talking about the end of a situation. You feel detached from it, right? Because it's Sun and Gemini, so you could definitely be trying to detach yourself from a situation that might have been an ongoing focus for you. And finally, you've exhausted yourself. You feel like you just can't even really look at it really anymore, Taurus, right? Okay. Taurus, this is going to be your Romance Angels Oracle card for Valentine's Day. Healing family issues. Wow. Okay, so you did get that 10 of Swords, right? So we are talking about family stuff too, because it is a 10, that is kind of like related to Capricorn energy, Gemini, and children, right? How you might be connected to people. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So Taurus, sometimes we have these subconscious issues that lay dormant, right, in us, right? And then they come out. They're triggered by people. They're triggered by experiences that we have, epiphanies that we might be having, certain things like that. We might experience another person in our life that just sort of makes us think of things, or brings up things from our past, or it could be anything, right? That's just kind of like how spirituality works. If you're woke and you're aware, right, it doesn't just have to come from people that you feel like you're traumatized by and you have to learn from that trauma. It could come from you just where you come from. And your family is kind of like the first society that you experience. They give you all the rules and the regulations and the guidelines, and show you everything that you need to know, right? And then they're kind of like the people that you enlist the trust to, right? You give the trust to, right? You feel security with them. But they also have issues that they're dealing with. So when you realize that you're affected by the issues that they're dealing with and they're calming what they're healing from, you are affected by it, right? It leaves a mark, it leaves an impression, it leaves a kind of scar, depending on whatever the situation was or is, because it's an ongoing thing for you, for all of us, right? Family issues. Because you have so many different family members. You have two sides. You have your dad's side, you got your mom's side. You know what I mean? So there's a lot going on there. Just like there's a lot going on in the world, and we have to like kind of like pull away from that energy. Sometimes you have to pull away from your family. And maybe you've pulled away from your family for a long time. You know, maybe the end of not talking is the beginning of talking, right? Or something. You got to start somewhere. Mother's Day, right? Father's Day, birthday. Those are really good times to actually start a healing process. It is, right? And your message is just saying that, you know, when you start dealing with those issues of love, right, and self love, because we're talking about that right now, Taurus, in a fixed season, right? Because the fixed signs all have something to do with the love of the self, right? That attention and that focus being brought to the self. And there's so much of the self that is adopted from the family that you come from, right? So you're healing from those issues, and you are going to start to realize what you need to let go of. And once you start to let go of things that you've been needing to let go of, right, with that Ten of Swords energy, you'll start to see things come into focus for you that was blurry before.